All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, can everyone see C-Trade? Yes? Hello? I think I'm sharing my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, so today starts trainings on worksheets. And admittedly, some of you are probably better at these than I am in training on them. I wanted to go over, though, a few of the basic setups to start with. I'm not going to get into detail today on like choosing products and finding things and how you find weird prices, etc. That'll be for another day. But I pulled up a few worksheets here just to kind of go over some of the beginnings on these. Whether you start a worksheet from the new button or whether you use the tools to generate worksheets for when you're doing multiple setups, we want to try to make sure that we have our ship dates in there for whatever we expect our ship date to be, or at least the schedule that you expect it to pick up on or to ship out on. So like, you have 1 day OCC loads for the next week. You go to generate worksheets and you set up the dates then on those worksheets for each day. So you have those. The ship date is generally important for when we're matching up weights on the back end. Once that load is gone into the mill and they've received it and they send us weight reports, it's one of the ways we can make sure that we have the right load that we're matching up weights for. Also, if it's a brokerage load, that date is important for that transaction. The sold to and shipped to or from, purchase from, plant load, brokerage loads, just make sure you have the right entity in there. I know sometimes we get in the habit of copying an old worksheet and then there are certain things we forget to change in the worksheet when you copy one. So just make sure that you have your fields correct for the sold to, purchase from sides. Something I know that Missy does, I don't know if anybody else does this, but it's kind of nice for us to know what trailer went where. On a plant load that we haul, so here's Wheatley took a plant load of news up to Cascades. Missy puts in the mill reference number here, the trailer number that went. She also puts it in the expenses line item, but since the mill reference field is a searchable field, we can always put that trailer number in the search field and this worksheet will be one of the results that shows up. So we can say, oh, hey, a couple of months back we took a load to Cascades. What trailer did we do that with? And we can figure it out this way. I know this is a recent load, so we kind of know, but when it gets some time out, it's nice to have that there. So if you aren't doing that on a load that we haul ourselves, like we assign G&D on one of our trailers to do this, it's a nice reference for us to have.
Hey, Marie.
Yeah.
I'm having some computer problems here, so I don't have a visual right now. So if I'm following what you're saying, you said to put the trailer number as the mill reference because you want to be able to search for it, or?
Yeah, so we can be able to search for it because that's a searchable field in C-Trade. So, if a couple months down the line we still haven't been paid for a load and we're like, hey, or the mill says, oh, we had a problem with that trailer the last time, but nobody knows what trailer it was. It's just an easy way to see, you know.
But if we're making dispatch tickets for those loads,
Mhm.
is it really necessary to do that too?
No, but we don't generally do dispatch loads for plant shipments like this. It's just on the
I thought
worksheet.
everybody was doing dispatch for if it's like our trailers.
A lot of folks are not. But if you are doing dispatch tickets for those, then that would be enough for the trailer. This is just kind of an extra thing since we're not typically doing dispatch tickets on plant loads. Not when it's Wheatley, you know, not for us. I mean,
Okay, that was part of what I showed, like Terre Haute and Urbana, and included with the dispatching process. So
I think we do dispatches.
we're doing them now? I haven't seen any. And if we are, it's not
Go up
attached.
to the tasks.
like, for example, when we deliver to Alsip, it would say MWF Hubbard as the account location, and then it would be the warehouse brokerage, and then the receiver location would be Alsip.
Right, I've seen you have those. I have not seen any for us, but that doesn't mean Missy's not doing them. But if it is, I know Missy's really good about attaching stuff to the worksheet. I would think that she would have that information, like dispatch whatever, on here, and I don't see one. So if you are doing dispatches for these loads, you probably should notate that somewhere, you guys. Either attaching it to the worksheet, you know, via your what is it, the Outlook, or putting it up in the notes somewhere. What do you guys think would be the best way to do that? Because you're going to have to link those loads somehow in here. So like on the back end, when
Indicator with the dispatch tickets, we attach them to the worksheet.
Okay. All right. I haven't seen.
Maybe I'm confusing it with something else.
Yeah.
I do have some places that I deliver to that I need both of those fields on the worksheet, the mill reference and the release number.
Okay. Oh, son of a biscuit. I didn't even do anything research.
I don't love it when it does that.
I wasn't even doing anything. I was just moving a window. I know I've seen some of these. I don't know if I opened one. Okay, so like Cellmark has
Okay, so yeah, I don't.
their PO number in the reference field, but they picked this load up and a release number. So overall, my point on these on worksheets is to make sure you have all the information that you need that somebody else could possibly want on a load attached on the worksheet in some way. So the release number, mill reference number, whatever you guys have to make sure it's included. And also, as a rule of thumb, attach. Documents tab should have any emails about the load should be there. Like if someone's going to email you and say, I need a brokerage, you know, like a brokerage customer or something, I need a pickup, you should attach that email to the worksheet so that we have something to go by. There's a lot of loads that will just kind of be sitting out there in limbo, and we don't know, like, did this load ship? Did it happen? Did it not happen? You know, was this ever picked up? You know, so the more information that we can have attached to the worksheet means at least we have as much backup as we possibly can before we have to then maybe call a supplier or a mill and be like, hey, did you ever get this load? Did this ever happen? And then we look kind of silly when we don't have all of our information attached. So my main point is the more information we have, the better. We just had a situation today where we had 2 loads that were brokerage transactions that were mixed up. The wrong stuff was on the wrong worksheet with the wrong number, and I had to flip everything so that it was correct. So just stuff like that, but it took like a day of work to figure all that out because there wasn't enough information attached to those worksheets. So just as a rule of thumb, attach any and all emails, backups, paperwork, whatever you have to your loads whenever you're doing plant loads or especially brokerage transactions. And Megan, I'll ask Missy about the dispatch sheets because I don't see any on these. I'm not sure if we're doing those.
I'm pretty sure if it's a Wheatley load, she will do a dispatch. Like if it's something that Wheatley's taking, she'll dispatch it because they need the dispatch. But I mean,
When we're not attaching.
I could be wrong, but I mean,
I don't have Missy in this. Megan, what is your process here as well on a brokerage transaction? Like there's a release number that this mill has. A lot of times Missy will give that to the brokerage supplier as the pickup number, and then we'll tell our driver that same thing. So like this was or their driver, sorry. So they use their release number as the pickup number when they go to pick up that load. Do you do something similar?
Yeah, they would use the release number. I don't list it twice on there like that. I usually just, I usually only use that pickup number box if they have like their own unique pickup number. Because like when I make the short form bill of lading and send it to the customer, it has that release number on there.
Okay. That might just be a preference thing. Okay. Like here's the same thing. Okay. So that's really the only kind of things I wanted to go through today for this particular part of the training. I want to get into more of the products and selecting the right month's pricing, etc. Next week. But big takeaways, just wanted to make sure that we all have our ship dates on there and correct. Sold to, purchased from's are the right entities, and make sure that you have whatever information you have as far as release numbers, reference numbers, and documentation or emails on this transaction. Anyone have anything to add?
We're good.
Okay. Megan?
No, I don't think I have anything to add.
Okay. All right, so that's it for this week. Next week, like I said, we're going to do some products choices and making sure the pricing you're choosing is the correct one. And that would be it for for next week then. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks. You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Come with me to the break room. Okay.